going to show you one of the 3 ways I use to preserve tomatoes for them to last months without going bad, as well as how I make a tomato paste to use for stews, pastas, pretty much all the dishes that require a tomato paste. So I was at Costco Business Center and they had a sale going on for peppers and tomatoes, so I picked up 1 box of each. First thing we're going to do is thoroughly wash the tomatoes. Please always wash your fresh produce, especially if it's not from your garden. But even if it's from your garden, just wash all of your produce. After washing, I chop the tomatoes up in maybe like 5 to 7 pieces. You want them to be medium size, not too big and not too small either. And I'm putting them onto a baking tray. Now, if you're wondering why would I buy so much? 2 reasons. I'll start with reason number 1, which is money. I'll speak about reason 2 closer to the end of the video. In Toronto, Canada actually, because I have friends who've complained about the same thing in other cities, other provinces, it's very expensive to buy fresh tomatoes and peppers. Whether it's bell peppers, shepherd peppers, your Scotch bonnet, you name it, they're all super expensive once it's winter because they're out of season. I usually do my tomato and pepper prep in the fall, so October, September. That's when grocery stores and farms start putting out boxes. Buying boxes is actually pretty popular in the African community, particularly West Africans. I know Congolese people also do this, and I have a few Italian friends who do this as well. So people will buy the boxes of tomatoes and peppers and freeze them so that they can use throughout winter without having to buy at really high prices. And there are a couple of ways in which you can store these. Some people just freeze everything whole. Some people will do the method I'm going to show you in this video. Some people will, there's so many different methods. Maybe like later in the fall, I'll do a video showing you how I go through this entire process. Once my baking trays are full, I'm adding garlic and onions. This step is very important. This is what's going to give your tomatoes a nice flavor and make it a really tasty base for your stews, your pastas, or whatever it is you want to cook. So when I'm done doing this in large quantities during the fall season, I'm doing like 7 to 10 boxes of tomatoes, 7 to 10 boxes of peppers. I usually make some batches with seasoning and others without. This is a really small batch, so I'm just making them plain to keep it simple. Then I'm adding some oil and I'll bake them in the oven. I usually do about 30 minutes at 375 to 400 degrees in my larger flat baking trays that I use specifically for this, but they're already in storage and I didn't want to go start bringing them out just to do 1 box of tomatoes, so I used my everyday baking trays. I kept a few tomatoes out to use for like salads or just like quick dishes, maybe eggs or whatever it is I just want to quickly chop up tomatoes for. Then for the peppers, you could literally do the exact same thing, but that's not what I'm going to do. First, let's wash them as we should with all produce. I typically can my peppers and tomatoes in mason jars. So I spoke about how there's so many different ways you can preserve your tomatoes, preserve your peppers. My preferred way most winters is to actually can. So I'll typically can my peppers and tomatoes in mason jars. So I'll go through the same process I just showed you, or I'll blend them immediately after washing, then steam or cook them on the stove, and then proceed with the canning process. However, last year I didn't really do that. To be honest, I was just lazy. It is a lot of work. It requires a lot of mental and physical effort. So I did a little bit of canning and I also froze a little bit, but because I didn't process the quantity I typically process, like I said, I typically do 7 to 10 boxes. I didn't do that last fall, so I'm almost running out, and that's why when I saw this deal at Costco, I jumped on it. So for the peppers, once I clean them, I'm taking out the seeds. And then once the tomatoes are ready, I'm gonna bring them out of the oven, blend them, and let them cool down a little. I'm then putting the remaining batch of tomatoes that I had already chopped up into the oven, and I mixed some with the bell peppers as well, just to add another layer of flavor. Once the blended tomatoes were cooled, I transferred them into little Ziploc bags. You could use the bigger Ziploc bags as well. I just like and prefer to use these small ones because then I know I'm only using 1 or 2 depending on what I'm cooking, and then I put them in the freezer. For the remaining peppers, I won't be blending them. You already saw me wash and remove the seeds and cut them into little pieces. So I'm going to be freezing them just as they are. You can also prep them the same way as the tomatoes. I sometimes also chop them into little pieces using my chopper, and then I freeze them. And when I want to cook, this is what they're gonna look like. The ones I was prepping just now in the Ziploc bags that I cut up into 2 to 3 pieces are going to look like this. So I just take them out, run them under water, and then I chop them up and I cook. For the tomatoes, here's what they're gonna look like once frozen. And like I mentioned, I just use 1 or 2 of the little packs when cooking. Here's me using 2 of them, and I'm making beans. So you can see how this makes cooking so much easier. I already have my peppers chopped up, my tomato paste is ready, so I have a base, and now I just add my beans, which I'd already cooked in a pressure cooker a few nights ago, used some of them, and then froze the remaining, and that's what I'm using now. If you're someone who just buys like a few tomatoes here and there, I highly recommend you try this. It makes my weeknights so much easier by reducing the amount of time I'm spending in the kitchen, which is reason number 2 why I do this. I mentioned reason number 1 is cost savings. Reason number 2 is even more important to me, and that's the convenience and time that I save by prepping ahead of time. You know, we cook on a daily basis, and so just knowing that majority of the things we need are already prepped, that makes an entire difference in just like helping everything move along and spending less time in the kitchen. Once everything is done, I get it all cleaned up. Just a hack: if you use your blender, the easiest way to clean it is put a little bit of soap, a little bit of water, and then turn on your blender. It's just going to do all the work for you, and then you pretty much just have to rinse it. And that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching till this point. God bless you for watching. Let me know in the comments, do you do this already? Is this something that you would try out?